Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a EU historical rules event for you. Our first round here is Hills Counterattack. You're seeing an overview of that, followed up by our second map, which is the Otto and Sherrick Farms. Two different maps. It should be great to see. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. So our teams for today: on the Confederate side, you got the 2nd United States Sharpshooters, Texas Guards, Hood's Division, Lee's French Legion, I Company with 2 Corps, 3rd Kentucky or TKO, 6th New York, 13th Georgia, Jenkins Brigade, 23rd Ohio, and the Stonewall Brigade. Whereas on the Union side, you got 2 Corps F Company, Army Northern Virginia, 20th Georgia, 11th Mississippi, 1st United States Sharpshooters, 36th New York, 9th Corps, 88th New York, and some UEC regiments. Server pop today is roughly 300. In balance is 5 towards CSA. But CSA's got 14 on artillery, which leaves Union up by 9 infantry guys in total. Frontline reporters today. For your Union view, you got Killer from the Army in Northern Virginia. And then your CSA view, you got Parker from the 6th New York. Very appreciative of that. So, look at this beautiful Hills Counterattack map. It's very flat. It's very wide open. And the strategy for both sides is relatively simple. So Union will like to hold on the bottom right corner here, kind of in this formation. They'll sometimes like to push up into this woods, but generally it's not a good idea, as CSA will like to come up and hit this very hard, pushing the Union out, getting a great opportunity for tickets. So for Union to conserve tickets, they kind of pull back to this back position, and then eventually CSA will engage them here. On the other side of the map, you got Union holding. You can kind of see them down on the bottom left side, kind of holding this position here, because sometimes you'll see CSA move from their spawn up here and hit the Union that way. Union's got no artillery, but CSA artillery is back kind of in this box area here, and they will sometimes like to move their guns up here. So it's pretty simple in terms of map strategy and everything. The biggest thing with this map is, as you see where Union's at, there's no significant area where CSA can charge at the Union team, which means CSA is kind of forced to cap the point, which for them, it's in a nice spot. It's in the open field. There's no real good spot for Union to defend near it. So CSA is going to run up cap that point eventually, and then Union's going to be forced to come out of their defensive positions into the open and retake that point. And then that same process that I just mentioned repeats itself over and over and over. So it's an interesting map, that's for sure. It's like a chess game, and generally CSA wins this a lot. Obviously the CSA have bias, as they're the attackers. They have more tickets overall, but of course you play the match, you see what happens, because Union could still win it very much. I think winning Hills Counterattack is almost as good as winning Cook's Countercharge as Union. It's a hard map to win. So, where your CSA regiments are at, you got the 2nd U.S. Cav on the left with Hood's Division, Texas Guards, 4th New Jersey, 23rd Ohio there. A little further right, kind of using the bushes and the defilade here as cover, you got the 3rd Kentucky and the Stonewall Brigade guys. Lee's French Legion to the left, 2 Corps I Company in the back. Further out on their own for the CSA, you got 13th Georgia. They're starting to move out alongside the 6th New York. Another thing to consider is you might be saying, well, why is 13th Georgia not sprinting? Why are they double quicking? Well, this event has a rule set where you cannot use bayonets or sprint until the 30-minute mark has been reached, or I think they've changed this a little bit. It used to be where if a team had taken losses, you could start doing that, because if CSA caps the point, the black timer stops, and you can never really reach that 30-minute mark unless Union retakes the point. And so there's another parameter for bayonets and sprinting being allowed, and that is when a side goes to taking losses. That seems to be the old rule. What it seems to be now is if a counterattack is in effect, if the goal timer goes to 9 minutes and 30 seconds, then the teams can get their bayonets and start sprinting. You see CSA already starting to push up on the wood line there. Union falling back right away. In terms of that Union defensive line, you got A and V out on the far left, holding on this side. You don't see Union here too often in the center, but you got 9th Corps, F Company, or the 2 Corps, 88th New York, 36 New York, so they're all kind of holding in the center. You got some more 36 New York guys. Looks like I Company out skirmishing near the point. And on the far right side of the map, you got 20th Georgia, the UBC regiments, and 11th Mississippi. You can see CSA's trying to increase the pressure a little bit by pushing up. They're getting close with these engagements here. But the thing is this isn't that long of a distance, but it looks like CSA, they're running up, taking their shots, and then falling back. And if they're not, they're holding back far to preserve their lives. But the problem with these shootouts is that they're generally one-to-one trades at further distances. It's hard to shoot in this game. You're not really hitting anything. When you do hit something, a Union guy is going to die here in formation, which means their team loses 1 ticket. If these guys were all crouching, they'd be dying in skirmishing, and if they were out Ramboing by themselves, that's out of line, and that's 5 tickets. Out of line's 5, skirmishing 3, in formation 1. So, eventually CSA will cap the point. I don't think I've seen a Hills counterattack. I don't think, or at least I don't remember seeing CSA win a Hills counterattack without capping that point. Because as the CSA is trying to shoot down the Union in tickets, the problem is that there's a black timer and you only get 36.5 minutes to do it. And shooting your opponents down, especially when we're at 300 players, doesn't really work that well in terms of dealing a significant ticket loss on your opponent. More people are dying because there's more people shooting and whatnot, but they're all dying in formation, and tickets scale based on the server size. So on higher pop servers, each individual death means less tickets overall. So an in-formation death on a 300-man server is worth a lot less than an in-formation death on a 100-man server. So it's to make the purpose for that is to make sure that the rounds take an even amount of time, regardless of if the server pop is full like we see now, or with 100 players on the map. So it's a unique idea, but in terms of balancing overall tickets for how many tickets the attackers get and defenders, that makes it very tricky. But regardless of that, it looks like CSA is starting to cap. 13th Georgia making this happen. 10 minutes in the round so far, and the Union might be able to stop the cap. They got to kill 2 of these 4 guys, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
32. Not enough of us.
One of them dies.
Take a knee, 13.
13 take a knee.
Trying to get a little more cover. They're holding behind a...
Yeah.
Not really a defilade, but they're using the little hay bales as cover, and they successfully cap that point. Now, Union has to immediately move out on the field because, as mentioned earlier, it is very difficult for CSA to win this map by an outright shootout. CSA needs some sort of engagement, which they get by capping the point and forcing the Union out. And Union just needs to keep that black timer going. So smart play from F Company here. They're going to push up, retake this point. I'm surprised CSA is not contesting this more, because the whole point of capping this point is to draw the Union out into an engagement. Which means you need to be out there as CSA, holding in the open, defending the point, trying to bait more of the Union team into the point. So, I like the cap. It is a little unfortunate that CSA is not trying to hold this. You have some CSA shifting on the right side right now. Don't know if they're going to go over. Looks like for now they're just going to sit and hold, but... I mean, here's the thing, right? Union's playing this well. They're not sending a whole lot of guys out because obviously that's in the open. Way more open than anything else on the map. So... they're only sending a few guys up to try to retake this. And they're giving CSA a lot of time by doing that. But it's not like CSA is trying to contest this point, which I think is a shame. Some of the Union pulling back. Why are they pulling off the point? Why are you pulling off the point? You're about to retake it. I know you're taking some losses, but... if you would have held with maybe some more guys... I think you could have possibly retaken the point. I don't know. Looks like they're pulling back. 20th Georgia's alongside them. Looks like you got more Union. 36 New York starting to shift up there. And CSA's still not making any moves to try to contest. And since overall the tickets are relatively even, Union's not going to regain a whole lot of tickets, if any at all.
Whatever the loss is, just hold. Spread out. Taking the point back, boys. Spread out, boys. Spread out.
And so, quick recap from Union. It's faster than what we normally see on this event, just with how the event normally works. I mean, you don't have a Steam chat in this event, so all the communication from both sides is from the in-game chatter itself. And so, generally, because of that, teams want to formulate a plan, which makes sense. You want to do everything as a team in this game. You want to make sure your team's working together. It's the best way to win this game. But because of that, in events without Steam chats, it can cause things to be slow. So, great retake from Union. Union, CSA, a little under halfway through battle ready. But if you're CSA, you go retake that point again. Instantly. I know you have 34 minutes, and they do have plenty of time, but there's no point to, I guess, doing the shootout with that black timer ticking down when you can cap that point.
Left oblique.
You have CSA that pushed in. They're retreating back to the far side. Or not retreating, but redeploying. 6 New York's heading around that side. So... we'll see what happens. I mean, it's not the worst thing to kind of let that black timer tick down. You got plenty of time, but I guess there's no reason not to, if anything. So maybe they're going to wait for Union to go down to engaged. That could be a possible reason, because that gold timer would be at 12 instead of 20 minutes. A&V's kind of pushed up on this left side, going down the fence line. So you can kind of see it from both sides of the story. Oh, artillery killing 1 or 2 in the center of the line. You got
who was behind me?
Killer there. Looking down that way, and then I think Parker is on the, well, they're both dead. So, we got something in common. Frontline reporters do. So, looks like Union capped the point maybe a little to make it harder for CSA to take that point. But, let's see.
Beautiful.
I mean, this is Hill's counterattack. If you listen, not as bad as Cook's, but, or sorry, it's not even remotely close to Cook's, but I mean, this is what you're gonna get with a Hill's counterattack map these days, especially on the higher pops, is a long entrenched shootout. And it just is what it is. We're almost to the point where they can get bayonets and sprinting. About a minute and a half away from that.
They're getting dropped big time.
Oh, I hit. I'm sorry.
They're getting dropped.
Oh, he's dead.
But if you like playing the game, you might like this map. You get a lot of XP for being in formation the whole time.
Someone just domed the back of our own group head.
Aim it low, boys.
I saw that.
Pouring those rounds down.
So, is CSA making... Nope. I thought I saw some move. I guess we can look at CSA artillery in the meantime. Look at the infantry a lot, but it looks like they've rolled 2 of the guns over here. They got 1 on that far side. you can kind of see. Is this flat? Is it? I mean, this is kind of, you got the trees in the way, so it looks like they're maybe pushing forward to make sure those shots don't hit the trees. But it's kind of nice for CSA artillery. You can kind of see the whole field. And it's we'll see varying results sometimes with CSA artillery, more in the negative side than anything. So we'll see how they do. LFL starting to push up closer, not on point.
Nord-est, est. À droite du flag US que vous voyez dans le champ de maïs.
De droite à gauche, messieurs.
Ok, messieurs, en position de DMC pour la salle.
And we're at that 30-minute mark. Sprinting can happen now.
Ouais, moi j'attends juste le signal de l'ennemi.
And bayonet, so that won't really change much, at least till Union hits engaged. I really think CSA is waiting for that. It appears that 13th Georgia is kind of this capping force where they've got the fun responsibility of doing that. Some do it the first time, probably do it again. Well, this is the thing, right? Even with that first cap that was 3 minutes long, the match has been played for 19 minutes so far, if you don't consider the first 3 minutes.
But for now, just, you know.
Normally, they don't include the fighting's been going on for 16 minutes, and Union's not even down one of their morale stages. And so that pace has to be increased. Whether it be capping that point or charging, can't really charge though. So capping the point. You see 13th Georgia doing it. Now, do they think Union's about to hit engage? And is Union going to try to come out and prevent this? Like mentioned, it's a chess game. A very slow-moving game. And Union's going to prevent. Playing that prevent defense. Union hits engage. Wow, that was perfectly timed. 36 New York instantly moving on the cap. You got more Union shifting up as well, trying to retake this instantly. 9th Corps moving into collapse on 13th Georgia. They're getting a couple of those guys, but they're holding in that cap push right now. Union's playing this really well. There's not a whole lot Union can do, but with the things they have in their control, they're doing very well. And so if you're CSA, if Union retakes this point, which it looks like they're going to, you need to retake it right away, or you need to charge in right now and contest this cap to bring everybody's tickets down. Because what's the point of early capping if you're not going to really get into a huge melee on point? Or force an increased rate of casualties, which they're getting a little closer, but it's not doing anything significant. Both sides now engaged.
With me! Break it off! Break it off! Break it off!
The 3rd Kentucky and NYV rolling up on the fence line.
36!
9th Corps. 9th Corps trying to pull off. So you can see CSA is inching their way closer. They're starting to cap the point. They're holding on the edge of this point. See, this is what CSA needs to do. You contest this point. You keep it in your favor. It's going to do one of two things. It's either going to force more Union to come in, which will eventually happen, or you're going to force Union to retreat and possibly just outright hold the cap. HD charging up. Very nice charge with 3rd Kentucky. 36 New York and 9th Corps kind of thrown off the point here. And CSA is holding. Who's on it? LFL. Love it. Stonewall Brigade is up there as well. You got I Company from 2 Corps. So this is what I think CSA need to do the first time. But I'm glad they're doing it now. You have some Union trying to move up the top side of the hill here. This is the high ground where Texas Guards are at. 11th Mississippi's trying to charge them out.
Our side of the fence.
On the fence, on the fence, on the fence.
And looks like 2nd U.S. Cav is moving in to try and reinforce Union. I don't think we're expecting CSA there. And so they just kind of pulled back right away. 2nd U.S. Cav getting some nice shots on the retreating forces there. Texas Guards push out. And so this is perfect. You saw the Union try to, in a sense, you saw the Union side. They tried to push up. This is the high ground. So by holding and making a nice line here, what they could do is either shoot the CSA down on point, or they could just charge right into their flank, and it could be beautiful. But Texas Guards were holding there. Union got scared. Union fell back. When frankly, Union needs to do that. You're going to take casualties trying to retake this point. So you might as well do the charge right away and retake this point as quickly as possible, because regardless, you're going to take casualties. You want the black timer ticking, because right now everyone's shooting at each other. CSA is losing tickets. Since Union's down, Union's going to regain up to the percentage of tickets that the CSA is at. And the longer the shooting happens, CSA's dying more, which means Union won't be able to go up to a higher percentage of tickets, which is what you would obviously want. You would much rather have this black timer keep ticking down when Union retakes the point now versus 5 minutes later. So maybe Union's trying to formalize a plan. Obviously a lot harder said than done. They've got 8 minutes to do something. But this is so far a great response from CSA. And I mean, Union's not necessarily doing anything wrong other than taking some time here to retake the point. And it looks like they're going to try to make an effort. Texas Guards kind of pulled off the top side. Love Mississippi pushing in. Victor. Victor, watch out. Victor. 23rd Ohio caught off guard. And Texas Guards trying to turn up on the flank. Which you have some Union on the right. 11th Mississippi turning to face. And more CSA pouring in. 2nd U.S. Cav here as well.
We're going to be the best charge ever. You're not going to know what's happening. You just died. You died. We're all dead. Get out of this fence. We built the better fence. We're going to build a better fence. Give us your fence. Give us your fence.
And LFL's moving in. Union's going to hold. Union, rest of the team, though. This is great from Union. They're charging in. Not exactly at the same time as a team, but they are all moving up now to retake the point, which is a very good thing to see. Now, will CSA move down the hill to retake this point, or contest it at least? I think they should try to contest, just because Union's in the center of the open field. You don't get too many opportunities like this on this map. So I think trying to collapse down is the move. Looks like they're starting to shift off the top of the hillside right now. Can see what Union's at least seeing. Oh my goodness, what an arty shot. That was, what a cut.
My leg.
But you got Union holding off kind of the left side of point there, not directly on it, engaging with some CSA that are further over in the open fields. As 13th Georgia. Yeah, it is.
Hey, Eagle, keep an eye on that right side.
So, Union retaking CSA. Maybe you're going to try to make a attempt to contest. Texas Guards pushing down, leaves French Legion as well. And honestly, if Union retakes, it's not the end of the world, because Union's going to pull off, CSA can recap and just do this again.
Charge them! Charge into
Texas
them!
Guard's
Go,
going to
go,
charge
go,
in.
Charge!
Tickets are pretty even overall. The biggest thing is CSA just can't get down on tickets. But Union to retake, this engagement's going to be great for CSA. It's going to bring both sides down. CSA flag moved a little too close to the sun there and got wiped.
Kill these reps.
No fresh boys.
2nd U.S. Cav turning into charge.
Run, boys.
And more Union collapsing in. And V trying to wipe the CSA here. And Union's starting to lose more and more tickets. Overall, they're even, but I think Union's getting hurt a little more. Union's continuing the charge here. A and V's pushing in. F Company from 2 ports. This is perfect for CSA. I don't know why Union's trying to charge out like this. And you got a lot of Union on top of the hill now. They're getting nice shots down at the CSA. And Union will wipe. If not wipe, they're going to be able to push the CSA off. But at what cost? Maybe they're trying to get a ticket lead. It looks like they have this ticket lead. Not by a whole lot, though. Which, as a defender on hills, really on any map, you want a significantly higher ticket lead. So I get what Union's doing there. At least I think I get what they're trying to do there. Very risky, though. And it paid off a little. So, I don't know how much of a difference it's going to be in terms of the result of the match. CSA did get all their flags out. Really, I think the only way Union's going to win this is if they force CSA to cap at a middle to low taking losses. And then Union counter charges and try to push CSA into last stand as they are considered the defenders. That's just, it's unfortunately, I think, one of the only true ways to win Hill's counterattack is Union. And even then, that scenario happening, there's just a small chance of it happening, because if Union, as defender, is halfway or a quarter of the way to breaking, which is after taking losses, the next stage Union's about to be in, CSA will generally just shoot that out. They won't try to cap point and risk it. Whether it be the reason I just mentioned, they don't want to potentially go into last stand, but also the defending team's so close to breaking, what's the point in capping? So Union pulling off, trying to conserve some tickets. If CSA caps at Union taking losses, which they're going to hit, I assume, before they cap, it's going to be a 7-minute counterattack, unlike the 12-minute and 20-minute one we saw
Right face.
Throughout this match. Throughout the match. So. So, outside of who's in the center here for the Union, 80th New York and 9th Corps. The rest of the Union team's kind of pulling back to those original defenses. And CSA, at this point, I think it is acceptable to cap one more time. Everyone's going to be at a high taking losses. And doing that cap one more time will ensure that everyone's down to at least halfway through taking losses if you contest it, which I hope to see from CSA. Now, they got 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to shoot the Union down to breaking. Plenty. But in terms of team charges, we haven't seen team charges yet, so I don't know who would win as a team. I mean, looking at the balance, it's 300 still. CSA is down 14 guys infantry right now because they've got 13 on artillery, infantry, and balance of 1. And the spectating players here, didn't think about this as well, count towards the number on top there, but they don't count for the balance when you're choosing a side. So, I mean, adding the spectators to that count, it's 16. So, I can understand maybe a little hesitancy from CSA. They're aggressively pushing up this side, though. 3rd Kentucky, Texas Guards, Lee's French Legion starting to push up this way. 2nd U.S. Cav as well. Are they charging in? Union has taken losses. Some Union was on point a moment ago. But LFL's pushing real far up. Looks like the 9th Corps, 88th New York group that was on point, they've pulling off.
Aim low. Opposite side of the fence. Aim low.
Allez, un dernier tir et on se replie, messieurs.
Reload.
Selon toi, en face.
Does anyone have an idea where Mir is? Je t'avais perdu.
And so it looks like CSA doesn't really want to cap. They got plenty of time, and if they keep up the aggression over here, they'll consistently get a ticket drain out of the Union. But we'll see. We'll see.
Looks like he's focused all fire at the corner of the crossing of the fence, of the snake fence and straight fence, to the left oblique. Independent fire.
I know.
I mean, but you just see the fighting on this side. Back on the other side of the field, it looks like the same groups are kind of going on. It's interesting. A lot of the CSAs on the right side of your screen, a lot of the Unions on the left side of the screen. It's quite fascinating. If you look on the left side here, at least from Union view within the core, it looks like maybe they're going up and over. Maybe they're going to charge the CSA out that are positioned on this CSA left, or CSA right, rather. You see what Parker's seeing as his guys are repositioning with Union, starting to push down this way. Ooh.
Back. Don't reload.
So 6 New Yorks on this side. You see 9th Corps kind of inching their way down. That's the thing. Union has to find some way to get a ticket lead, and this side might be it, just because Union kind of overwhelmed CSA. They're starting to fall back. Tickets are in Union's favor. Not by a significant amount, but it's an amount to notice.
Away down south in the land of traitors, rattlesnakes and alligators. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Where cotton's king and men are chattel, Union boys are men with battles. Run away, come away, Dixieland. Where the hell's the enemy gone? Well, I'll go down to Dixie, hurrah, hurrah. Each Dixie boy must understand that he must mind his Uncle Sam, hurrah, hurrah. Away down south in Dixie, hurrah, hurrah. Away down south in Dixie. Well, I wish I was in Baltimore. I'd make secession traitors roar right away. Come away, right away.
Wait, no. Fuck you, man.
Well, put them traitors all to rout. I bet my boots will whip them out. Look away, come away, right away, come away.
Yeah, there
Where the hell's the enemy?
we killed them all.
Beautiful. And looking up, the tickets, since I mentioned that CSA is down, both sides are losing a considerable amount. Ticket difference is still different. CSA is still in a great spot, even though they're not winning on tickets. And it appears that... Oop, never mind, they're going to cap. Radios are going to say the contrary.
Casualties.
So, I Company from 6LA is going to move into cap. But you do have some Union moving out to contest to keep that black timer going. Good idea here from 36 New York. I think they're capping. I assume these guys are on point. I'm fully assuming both of these groups here are on point. So you can see Union's trying to inch their way down the snake fence in the distance to get 6 New York, and it looks like 6 New York might charge in here. Is Union going to fall back, or are they going to sit?
Break your nose and run.
First U.S. Sharps with some first Delaware guys. They're going to fall back at a good time. Maybe could have happened a little sooner, but you know, at least they fell back. They're trying to avoid the ticket loss. A couple of them might die as they retreat here, but...
Get really close to the fence, really close to the fence.
Close to the fence.
Yeah. And let's hold here, hold here, hold here.
And looks like CSA's got enough bodies to keep this point capped. Is the Union going to try and send more guys up to prevent, or are they going to let this happen? And the question for Union is, are you going to try to push CSA into last stand? We don't normally see that in these events. I doubt it'll happen, but you never know. But if that's not going to happen, if you're Union, you should really try to prevent CSA from capping here. Got some more CSA starting to trickle their way out onto point.
I've never seen any better skirmishing than this. You guys are doing great.
Thank you, Donald.
This is the best skirmishing you. Oh my God! Here they come.
Oh.
Good, recover.
Ah, he died. He died because I hit the wrong button. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for saving me.
And right as CSA was about to take, Union rushing out to prevent. You have some in the cap push there. 9th Corps there. 36 New York's moving out with more guys. So I like the plan from Union. Now, obviously the CSA reaction is send more guys onto the point. It's pretty simple. Because what's happening now is, whether intentional or not, CSA sent a few guys out. Union wants to keep the point uncapped by CSA. So they're going to send their guys up. And slowly everyone's going to start moving into the point. Which is great for CSA because they can knock Union down to breaking and then cap and win. Although we did just see 36 New York pull off. They still have their skirms there, but 6 New York is about to roll up on their side.
Hey, call him return.
If they look right to their left from Parker's view here, this could be pretty simple. I mean, just artillery's going to take care of that, though. Points going down, that's faster than natural decay.
Hey, flags down.
So, I think if you're CSA, you could let this ride out, but honestly, it's not the end of the world. Union's probably not going to push CSA into last stand, so.
Tears in his eyes, he said, thank you. I said, okay, it's my pleasure.
You got some more Unions starting to move out here. Union's about a third of the way to breaking.
Allez, on casse, on se replie.
Non, maintien.
On maintient.
I have company 6 for 2 Corps is going to hold out, but no Unions holding this point. CSA is going to take, and I will intrigued to see the emotions we're going to see from both sides here. Here we go, they take the point. 7 minutes on the gold timer. And 11 Mississippi is going to instantly push out, which I like. The question is will the rest of the team assist here? We got some more CSA shifting around on the right side, moving up towards the point. A lot of Union are not moving out. You got some rolling up on the side to flank. You can see them just coming through the smoke there. But Texas Guards and 3rd Kentucky hold strong. A&V moving in for that flank. Looking at point, CSA is contesting. A lot of Union are not moving that way right now. It looks like maybe the charging was close for a split second, but CSA looks like they're going to hold that. 6 minutes on the gold timer. Look, you got a lot of Union back here. 36 New York, 2 Corps, 9th Corps, A&V Corps. How many more Corps? But the Union's kind of sitting this one out here. And we're at 5.5 minutes on this gold timer. Is Union trying to push up the side again? Not yet. They're starting to inch their way up. 88th New York's kind of sitting and shooting around here for now, but it's hard to win this map as Union. Every decision on this map is controlled by CSA. Union only plays reactionary on hills. Obviously, that's what you do as a defender most of the time. But outside of maybe getting some flanks out there, which we could see Union do, a lot A lot of the decision making is from CSA. Union can't really do a whole lot. I guess that's with most maps, but I feel like this map especially. Under 5 minutes now on that gold timer.
The face.
Union still not moving into cap. They tried once on this charge. Looks like 11th Mississippi is formed up on the right. Looks like the UEC regiments were with them as well. Union's about to hit breaking. 4.5 left.
We're not last them. It's basically impossible.
Alright, let's get
Okay.
They're gonna go. They're starting to inch forward. Maybe Union's trying to figure something out. Don't necessarily know. A and V is starting to shift up to this right side. F Company from 2 corps there as well.
Buff left side.
You're gonna have to try.
Buff left side, boys.
Wise wheel.
4 minutes.
Wise wheel falling.
It's a turkey shoot. That man in the
Union, the longer they sit in the shootout, and this is kind of a similar degree to what I was mentioning with the attackers on this map, except it's a lot more stress. The longer you let that black or gold timer just tick down without trying to really retake the point, the more stressful everything is going to be. And it looks like Union's starting to go down this right side. Not a whole lot of CSA, 2nd U.S. Cavs, Texas Guards here, trying to prevent. A and B goes in there first. They're going to take the brunt of those CSA shots, but they will allow 11th Mississippi and others to roll through to kind of clean this up. Union hits breaking. Got some more CSA LFLs trying to push up right now.
We charging straight into it.
The Union is just a train. They're trying to roll over. You got Union from the corn starting to sprint out. And the point is going in Union's favor. Need a lot more Union over there. It looks like they're going to try to charge in on CSA. Here's the thing. Union's starting to get a ticket lead. They're smelling blood in the water. They're going to go. They're going to try and make sure that this ticket lead is grown significantly. This is the opportunity to do it. This charge down here, I don't know if it was a ticket gain for the Union, which is what you really need to realize at this point. 6 Alabama's flanking around the backside, though. They're really going to clear this out. Artillery hitting through, maybe getting a team kill or two. Union cleaning up CSA here. And I don't know if Union could push CSA into the last stand in 2 minutes. I don't think the Union's, though, is going to try. They're on point capping already.
We're going to the right. We're going to the right. 11th. Let's go. Once you get your break reload.
I don't know. I don't know if it would be possible, but I think it'd be worth a shot. Because we're going to see Union get shot down to the last stand, or CSA's just going to go straight in and cap the point, or try to. And Union's ahead on tickets by about 1/4 of a morale stage, which is still not enough of a lead to really say they're going to win this.
Up and over.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just
Which
literally
road
saw
is
them
it, Jim?
east. Fire on them.
Coach, we told
They're
you
right
that.
So Union retakes.
They're right there on the flag.
We'll see where CSA goes. CSA artillery pounding on the point. Union, you got some falling back, some are holding.
Oh shit, we can't make it last stand without making it. Without making it last. Where are we? Why are they falling back? Yeah, we're kicking some bloody butt, cluster.
Get behind the hay bait.
Dang, that canister just ripped through half the guys there.
That killed one guy though.
But CSA for now reforming. Getting into position after getting wiped in that countercharge effort from Union to retake the point. 14 minutes left. Plenty of time on that clock.
Hey.
Game!
Just above their heads, top of their heads, steady. We are not loading. Fire! Move it back, move it back, move it back.
So Union's just trying to find some way to deal some damage. And it's not going to be a whole lot. And can we hear what the CSA is going to do? Not a lot of officers there. Let's go see what other people are thinking. Looks like CSA is kind of spreading out. So I don't know if we'll hear necessarily overall plan, but CSA mostly doing what they've done, except they have a lot more guys on the right. Maybe not. 3rd Kentucky, 6th New York. No, they're over here. They're just trying to cap the point. They're trying to finish this. Hitting into that cap bush there. 9th Corps is going to get wiped. Joker trying to make it out. He does not. And you can see Union starting to collapse from all sides as CSA makes a move to point. I like this charge. I think it's Texas Guards, although they're going to get flanked in the rear. Union turns to shoot. 11th Mississippi killing a few. Not a whole lot, though. More start going down there. What's going to happen? Union charging up top. They need to get a ticket lead, so I like the charge from Union here. Even if though it might get them closer to last stand. Turning on the point, though, CSA drastically winning on that front. And they are taking. Union's a little head on tickets. 6th Alabama trying to charge in the flank. Hitting 13th Georgia. Getting a few wiped. You got the Union collapsing from the top of the map now. One desperate chance here. Oh, respawn wave just went in. You could tell with that little lag. Union steamrolling through this right now as point is going back. I thought it was. I guess it's not. It should. Union should win this, especially with their main spawns coming in. They got a huge wave coming that way, and that point's trickling back. Who's going to fall down first? Both sides hit their final stages at the last time, so CSA kind of took a ticket lead away from the Union. And both sides now, with 3 minutes left, if you're Union is, for the most part, organized. You cannot let the CSA get organized. They need to push out from point and wipe the CSA. CSA, look how spread out they are. You got a lot at main, sure. You got a lot of CSA guys that are up here. They're trying to get their flags. CSA, they have some time to work with. But if you're Union, I don't think you should let CSA reform. If you wipe the CSA groups, if they're out independently, you can defeat them in detail with your superior numbers and just prevent the CSA from really being able to muster an efficient charge. But by sitting back here and shooting like this, it is allowing the CSA to kind of form up. Granted, most of the CSA already appears to be formed up. They spent some time in Maine doing that. So Union for now is just going to spend out, do this nice little battle line here. Very long battle line. They got to hold for 1:45. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. I've seen higher times. I remember Eastwood skirmish maps where the Union who was attacking with CSA in last stand for like 3-4 minutes. Union couldn't wipe them all. It was pretty embarrassing, but we'll see if CSA can do it. LFL's going in with some Stonewall Brigade and I Company. This is what CSA cannot do. They are trickling out into this big open field charging at the Union. And this is what happened on the Eastwood skirmish map when CSA was in last stand for 3 or 4 minutes. Union came in trickle that whole time, and it allowed the Union with the spread out open field to get great shots. We got a minute left. CSA starting to maybe get an initial melee started on this front. You got the rest of the team starting to collapse down this side now. 1 minute left. CSA artillery team killing, it looks like. And you got Union flanking into the side here. 40 seconds left. I don't think it's going to be enough for Union. And if Union wins this charge, but I doubt that just because CSA's got those flag up. They're continuing to respawn guys in. Union winning a little charge up top from that CSA. 25 seconds left. Last of the Union charging in here. But unfortunately for them, I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, wait, maybe. There's more Union alive that I didn't realize. CSA's got to have more bodies on point when that clock... Whoa, no way. No way. No way. That is a crazy win from Union. That's insane. When I mentioned at the beginning that winning Hills as Union is like winning as Union on Cooks, this is surprising. What a win from Union. You know, again, I kind of doubted that big battle line, but CSA went in very scattered. So I guess Union, wow. Union Union played a pretty much perfect game. And it's not like CSA necessarily did anything wrong either. This was a really well-fought game. What a win from Union. No understating that. Look at those casualties, too. I don't know if we're going to be able to top this with round 2, but we'll see you there with Otto and Sherrick shortly. And here we are with round number 2. That imbalance, it's down to 280 right now. Imbalance is 4 in favor of the CSA side. Union's got 8 on artillery. Confederates have 9. So overall, that imbalance is 3 infantry-wise. Now, it kind of makes you wonder how much of an impact did artillery have, but Otto and Sherrick, a fun little map here. CSA, they'll generally hold back here on this defensive line. You'll see them like to hold here, and then also kind of in the wood line here. You got CSA artillery up over here, but it looks like they're moving a caisson down this way. So this is the CSA line. They might have some guys here as well, but Union general strategy, they'll either form up on the stone wall, go up here, hold in the defilade, and then push up here, and then here. But you also more recently see Union push up here, get shots up here, and maybe charge straight here, which it looks like Union might already be doing that. So, A&V starting to get in there already. You can see 6 New York pulling out. It's been really interesting because as of late, the recent thing that I just mentioned of Union hitting this side is more of a newer thing. You normally see Union on the far right side of this map on the stone wall going down that way, but that just hasn't worked as of late. So Union pushing up, already starting to get aggressive off the high. I mean, I'm still kind of on a high of Union winning last round. That was never doubt the Union team on Hills. So you got more Union, 11th Mississippi pushing up, and V was able to hold some more Union pushing up. This is a great start for Union. I'm not even holding my keyboard, it's just moving to the right. You have some Union on that stone wall, but Union's put complete pressure on this side. They can charge through here. I don't necessarily know if it's out of bounds for them or not, but that is more besides the point. 6 New York, LFL up front here, taking a lot of hits from Union. And the thing is with this is they're so close to each other. You kind of just shoot right in front of you and all that. So remember, no bayonets, no sprinting. Maybe you can sprint when you retreat. I don't necessarily know that. But see, A&V's even pushing further down. We are 2 minutes into the action, and Union's got a ticket lead already. This is... I don't think you could have asked for a better start for Union on Otto and Sherrick, although they're taking a good chunk of hits there. Now, CSA artillery, they have the guns out there. It looks like they tried to move one down, but Union aggression kind of stopped that from happening. You have some guys for Union skirmishing, but in the meantime, let's go see where everyone is at. This defensive line for CSA, you got HD and 3rd Kentucky still trying to hold on the right. 3rd Kentucky is probably going to move from that shortly. This is wide open. Stonewall Brigade holding behind the white little fence there. You got 6 LA I Company on the left. We saw 6 New York, 13th Georgia, LFL there. Kind of holding behind the house there in Texas Guards and 2nd U.S. Cav. 23rd Ohio kind of enjoying life on this CSA left. Looking over at Union right. Union is capping the point here, which I don't think I've seen an early cap on Otto and Sherrick this early in a long time. But Union line, you got 20th Georgia on the right, 88th New York, 9th Corps. I kind of wish they were up helping their team over here. I would expect soon the CSA on the left side to maybe shift over to the CSA right to assist. or come around and flank through the point. So I think those Union guys there need to be assisting their friendlies over here or applying pressure on this front so the CSA doesn't try to flank them on their side. Speaking of this Union left, you got F Company from 2 Corps off on the right side of your screen. They're not Waffet. You got 11 Mississippi here on the rocks. And then A and V is still trying to hold this front side. So Union was capping, now they're not. So CSA set a little more of a defensive line over here, but I'm intrigued to see. Texas Guards just rolled up taking shots. I mean, I really wish those Union guys, unfortunately, they're not doing a whole lot over there. 6 New York shifting over. Maybe be alongside 3rd Kentucky.
Okay, focus the road now, directly at the road.
It's like 11th Mississippi's pushed up. Looks like they're just taking shots and then pulling back.
Got to be dead.
With that flag there. Oh well, I was gonna say, but Parker's dead. We're gonna see. I think he might have been the flag bearer. 3rd Kentucky shifting up behind 6th New York. Ticket wise, it could argue it's in CSA's favor by a sliver. I mean, you got a lot of CSA firepower shooting into these bushes, not necessarily aiming, which you can't really aim when you can't see the Union guys that are just in the shade and the bushes. But Union's taking too much fire. They're gonna start falling back. You can see that flag running out of there. So, like the push up from Union though, it's a great start. CSA moving up to that roadside. They're not shooting at the Union over on this left. They're shooting the Union on the stone wall, which you're not getting a lot of hits. I guess you have a couple Union guys that did push up here with 20th Georgia.
Boys, about based on me.
But they're gonna fall back. Texas Guards pulling back as well. Remember, 5 minutes until we get the bayonets and sprinting. But I almost kind of wonder if the Union team will try to cap that point to bait CSA out of the defensive line. Because CSA slowly starting to entrench that line a little more. Slowly pushing Union back. Unions kind of have this nice line here, but it is kind of in the open. We do have a lot of stuff, I would say, in between them and the CSA with the bushes, trees, and whatnot, but I mean, what is it? What does CSA see here? I see CSA starting to take up the spot in the bushes where you can see Parker is right now looking down at the Union. Some of those Union on the right have pushed up. They're doing some open Omer skirmishing. 80th New York mostly doing that right now. I know I said a lot. I don't like the crouching. I think it's unnecessary. You're not really giving yourself any more cover by crouching here. And when each of these guys dies while crouching, that's 3 times the tickets as it would be if they were all standing up. Like that killed 2 or 3 guys, but because they were skirmishing, that's like 6-9 tickets right there. And you might be saying, "Oh, that's just 2 deaths." You know, sure he was skirmishing, sure, but it's a tiny amount. The problem is when all those tiny amounts start adding up throughout a 45-minute round, it can become significant enough to become noticeable. And right now, with Union being down a 4th of a morale stage, you can't be having those little mistakes. Those are going to start hurting you in a big way. And you can kind of already see the effects of that now, with Union being down by that much. But I don't share it. Over the years, has progressively become harder and harder for Union to win. It's just partly due to the increased server pop. Because the map overall is not that big. The CSA defensive line at 280 players, so 140 per side, can defend the width of this map. Remember, each side has like 10-ish guys on artillery, so 130 guys is basically defending the width of the map. And as Union, you can't really outflank your opponent. You kind of just have to do what they're doing now, push forward, shoot, maybe charge, get aggressive on one front, but CSA can hold it a lot better than they could years ago.
Yankee South, Yankee South.
And so, Union, unless you cap the point and force CSA to come out in the open, I don't know how well that would work for Union, because this is the point, mind you, right? It's in the middle of this road. It is, unfortunately, Union can't really defend that well. It's not like CSA can, but the difference is if Union tries to hold the point directly here, CSA can hold up right here in this nice defensive line. Where can Union fall back to when capping this point? They can't. It's all open field. So you got one of the guns rolled up here. When you zoom out, Union does outnumber CSA on this right side, which is why you got more CSA starting to shift their attention on here. And maybe an opportunity for Union to sweep up and get a good defeat in detail is now gone with Texas Guards shifting back over. Union down to engaged.
Was volley.
And there goes CSA as well. Let's see this shot. Short. I don't think he killed anybody. But Union's got the nice little defensive line out in the open here.
1 minute until bayonets.
Kind of countering where CSA is at right now. See what, not that. You can see what at least Killer's got down there.
The guys on the right went over to an unopposed right,
Or
and they
around
didn't
the
see
bottom
any
side
good
of the
ground. They
line.
stayed down in the death lane and now are getting shot up by a unit that came way later and occupied the hub.
But I mean, you got CSA. Oh, he's running in for main. I was like, hold up, why is he charging for it so aggressively? But I might check that back in there in a moment. Third of the way through the match. Union's pushed up to the straight fence. Looks like Texas Guards are moving down from the hillside. I mean, even with Texas Guards still here, Union could try to charge this out. I don't think they will, though. They haven't shown any indication that they will. Even if they don't necessarily win, it's even enough, if not slanted, in Union favor in terms of numbers to where they could deal some damage.
Don't worry anymore.
But it might not have been doing that because of no sprinting and bayonets, which are now enabled due to it being the 30-minute mark. So maybe we'll see an effort from Union to mass charge on either of these fronts. Time will tell, of course, with that. Got Union going up around the far side here. 6 Alabama's going to go in. Are they going to be reinforced?
Give it to him, 6. Give it to him.
Yes, they will. 11th Mississippi rolling in. So Union wants to keep this up.
I'm not charging.
Rest of A and B is going in right now.
Left, to the left, to the left.
Oak left.
Both officer for frontline reporters are getting in here right now. Ticket-wise, CSA is down in a big way. Union just needs to preserve the flags. The CSA will hold this. Some of the Union pushing down from the right side of the map to the left side. UC regiments trying to go in. They just got to get these flags out. He tried. 9th Corps were the ones that came over. They need to save these flags. Actually, Union's somewhat holding here. Maybe they don't need to retreat the flags. What's Killer saying?
Like, I killed many rebels.
Put it back then.
So, Union, that was a beautiful charge from Union. They preserved their flags, and they're now up on tickets. That was a very good charge on Union's part. This side. I mean, you might be thinking, Well, these Union guys, they're not doing a whole lot outside of shooting, but they're distracting a lot of CSA, which is letting their friendlies on the left do some damage. So if all these guys were shifted from the right side to the left, then all of CSA would be over there. Now, if Union was, let's say the point of contention was like back here, and CSA was defending this, I wouldn't mind all of Union collapsing on one flank. But with Union not really trying to hold the ground up there, obviously they would like to, but you probably won't see it, so I don't really mind it. But we'll probably see Union keep doing this if CSA is going to hold that far forward. HD is starting to move up there again. Got Parker there looking at that. He pulls off. But we'll probably see Union keep doing this. That was very well the first time. CSA is kind of shifting. They're all kind of clumping up inside this area here. Killer's going in there first. Rip Killer.
Keep going.
On the right, on the right, on the right.
I mean, it's just, this is like East and Westwoods, a mini East Westwoods, just the craziness that's happening in here. Left Mississippi collapsing in as well. And Union really spearheaded that center, and the CSA flanks kind of held there. It's no surprise that CSA holds, just Union needs to keep getting those CSA tickets down. Don't run the flag forward. Why is he running forward? Oh. And he goes. So, Union will lose one of those flags, but it's not in a terrible spot. Union's actually, you know what? Hey, look at that. Union's pushed up on the right. They're inching their way up. 36 New York, 9th Corps. Oh, rip. 20th Georgia there.
Don't try it, boy.
But the Union's pushed up. I'm liking this. Where did Texas Guards must have shifted back to that right side. And Union kind of taking advantage of pushing up. And CSA still down a fourth of a morale stage.
Up on the rocks over there.
Boys, what you loaded? Just up to me. Just
hold your shots, boys. Hold your shots. Hold your shots. Hold your shots. Hold fire. Fix bayonets.
Fix bayonets.
Fix bayonets. Hold your fire and fix bayonets.
Unfortunately for them, Texas Guard's going to roll up, so they're going to charge in a second. That's going to be a little unfortunate. They will probably hit CSA by taking losses.
36 up and over.
Up and over. Up and over, my boys.
The Union team, granted, I hope I don't. No, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to jinx Union. I don't want to jinx it.
On my right here. On my right here.
On his right.
36 New York starting to push up. Texas Guards over there starting to engage with those Union guys there. 2nd U.S. Cav moved up here as well. Great shots from the 36 New York. Cobb letting that pistol loose. Union almost formed up on the left side. But overwhelming numbers from Texas Guards, slowly gonna start taking out 36 New York there. Got some CSA moving up flanking in that of 6th New York.
Go, boys. Independent boys.
And CSA is down to taking losses. CSA might be countercharging this. 2nd U.S. Cav move up pretty aggressively. Looks like they're just moving up to take shots, though. I Company from 2 corps charging this out here. That's going to be an unfortunate use of tickets from CSA. And I don't like that charge, even though they are going to win that. Union lost 2 flags. Both sides now taking losses.
Get this motherfucker! Get this motherfucker!
So, CSA's held. Union's ready on the left side, it looks like.
Make sure you got your bayonets and reloads.
Bayonets!
Sweep left, sweep the left.
Stand by.
I see a rebel flag northeast. You got Max, we're gonna take the left hand side again.
Yep.
Maybe just
fine.
for
Let me
our
know
improvements
fire
then.
So even though both sides are at a similar ticket amount on the screen, the ends and starts of the stages go slower, so Union's still ahead by a little bit. And here comes another charge from the Union. CSA not as prepared. They wanted to defend their left side as Union was encroaching. And Union's going to get a firm foothold here.
Swing right now, swing right, swing right, swing right.
Third Kentucky trying to cut decoys, charging killer. Union's turning the flank though on the back side.
Take the fence, gun him down. Left, 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 up left, up left.
Max Weir's shot just like broke the fence. It was kind of funny. 6th New York and 3rd Kentucky are holding there. But that Union charge kind of fizzled out again, but Union lost all their flags. Oh, maybe not this one. Maybe not those two. Those are down CSA flags then. And look at that ticket count. My oh my. CSA trying to assist, but they're a little late rolling down the road.
Pushed out, pulled out.
GG, Fred Horse.
That guy. That guy had a heart attack.
But
line them up, they're so clumped up, they're so clumped up. Push up further, push up further, push up further, push up further.
CSA, Texas Guards maybe going to get a little aggressive here.
Down the road, down the road, down the road.
Oh. 88th New York rolling up at a great time. I think Texas Guards saw those Union flags. What a shot from artillery. Didn't kill a whole lot, but that's really not the point. And 80th New York, I like them charging in here. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of them. Oh, 9th Corps going in as well. They're going to not make it, though. Union re-pushing down this right side as not a whole lot of CSA over here. 36 New York's going in, picking up those flags in the process.
Remember, you can shoot through all those fences. Just dig in here and fire quickly, infantry.
20th Georgia moving alongside. Union charging up the left side again. CSA looks a little more prepared. LFL is steam heading the front of this defense anyways, as they like along Mississippi. They might countercharge to try to get Union flags. Union should not be capping this point right now. No, sir. It looks like they're trying to continue through here and wipe the flags. Never mind, it was just decoys and a few other guys. But Union's got a firm hold on that right. They're capping on this right side right now. They need to get off point. 20th Georgia's on point.
Hold it, bud. Right, we got the flags back. 36, full back. Full back. Go south.
Okay, they moved off the point. They didn't sound too urgent, but I was kind of getting worried for them. This has been really well played from both sides so far. Union's playing pretty much perfect though. It's really been fascinating because, I mean, while we have some downtime as they reform, this map's been interesting because strategy over the years, when I first played in 2020, you got that Stonewall here for Union. It's around there. And CSA would just sit back here. That's not their color. But you'd get Union on the stone wall there. And then CSA, they would just sit in a big line up here. And you would just shoot it out for 45 minutes. Eventually, Union had a lovely strategy. So, right, CSA still holding up here. What Union would do is they would bonsai charge down here and then hit up through here and then cap inside the house. But devs made it impossible. Rather, flags can't spawn guys anymore within the house. And what eventually the strategy for Union turned into was CSA would hold up here. Union would charge through here non-stop and try to break the CSA. But that stopped working, and that's resulted in what we see today with Union forming big lines over here. Obviously, you have some guys over here to keep pressure on the CSA that are holding over here. But you got a lot of Union line on this right side engaging with the CSA here. And it has worked to varying results most of the time. I don't know. It's been inconsistent, but that's mostly due to different situations or different leaders is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah. Send it.
Keep going, great. Hold on.
That artillery shot hit rocks and he's
Behind the
going
road.
big.
Hold fire.
You hear hold fire. This charge will knock CSA into breaking.
Take a knee. Take a knee.
And the question is, I don't know if Union's going to be able to win the charge and then turn to point. I mean, that'll be interesting to see. But the effect of Union sending some groups on this right side is CSA's had to keep forces here. 2nd U.S. Cav, I Company, they're holding on the left side. Texas Guards and 23rd Ohio's over here. A little more than what we saw earlier. And you do have some Union sitting there shooting. That's the thing. They got to respect that. But 11 Mississippi's kind of going bonsai by themselves. You got some more Union going up top. Union losing here pretty badly. But again, just trying to get TSA down to breaking. You have a little bit of a ticket lead. 6 Alabama's hitting 3rd. Kentucky and HD.
Where's Nate?
2 for 1. Let's go. Stand together.
Where's Nate? Where's Nate? Where's Nate?
CSA hold that.
Hold this line.
Is Union going to make a push for point here? I don't think they could do it just with the numbers in the vicinity. 16.5 minutes on that clock.
They could have countershot that easily. Why aren't they doing it?
The nice part for CSA with this map, though, is that they can hold kind of off point in some nice defensive spots. They don't have to hold in a crappy spot like we saw with the Union last round, although Union, that's insane. I mean, it might jinx it, but I mean, Union's looking to win this map right now. I mean, dead even tickets with 15 minutes left on that clock, 16 minutes. It's looking very good for Union. You see some CSA falling back. That artillery is really hitting that rock. They don't like the rock. But CSA's starting to shift. LFL's moving around this far side, trying to go more center. Maybe get in a little more appropriate position in terms of the point. But Union numbers, it looks like they might outnumber CSA on this flank if they all charge in. Got some of the Union making their way to the point. 36 New York starting to start pre-capping that. That's going to draw CSA out. Is Union going to charge in this front?
British are moving for point. The British are moving for point. The British are moving for point.
It's not the regulars, not the British.
Charge, boys.
So CSA collapsing on their left side to secure points. Both sides hit breaking at the exact same time, and it looks like the Union's going to gun it straight for point. You can see 6 New York's moving into flank on the side of this charge. And that point swinging in Union favor.
Swing left down the road.
Union starting to move in from the far side. I mean, you have a lot of Union up here that aren't getting involved with this charge, which is a little concerning. I don't even know if it'll matter, though. A lot of CSA still holding back as Union's winning on the point. 9th Corps moving in. 2 Corps F Company. Union's won initially. LFL is starting to pour out, though. Artillery not hitting anything. And at least for now, I think CSA is going to hold. Although Union's completely won up top. They're starting to pour more guys down. The UEC regiment's collapsing. Union's got those 2 flags close by, so they're continuing to respawn forces there. A lot coming from Maine. Why aren't these guys getting involved? 88th New York and 1st Delaware, 1st U.S. Sharps are just shooting at nobody. Maybe some spawns, but Union's going to reform. Charge still great for Union. They're up on tickets by a little. So the nice part for Union is CSA has to play a little further forward to make sure they defend that point. They don't want Union necessarily going on it. But Union didn't lose any of the flags there. Pretty huge on their part.
Fernandez pushing left.
Are they now charging
Charging
in?
left.
Why would of all times would you charge in now?
On, you blue belly! Get out of here!
You're feeding tickets to Union right now, or CSA. Why charge now?
Charge him up, charge him up.
You sat back and watched your whole team try to take point. But then when both sides are reforming and CSA kind of has their defensive line back, you then charge? I don't know. That is not great decision making there. Regardless, I don't think it's going to hurt Union. Union's still up by a little, but
Kneel down like you're polishing one. What's up,
Get down, boys.
the numbers can mean everything. I mean, that was 20 Union guys that just died, and it's going to take them a minute or two to get back into the fight. Hey, that's a great artillery shot. They actually shot over those first set of rocks for once. I know it's hard shots. That's a hard angle because they're trying to hit right there, and with those rocks kind of blocking it, it can make it difficult. That's why Union holds here.
Is that mud or blood on my uniform? Oh shit. Can we just charge the woods and swing right?
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go, 11.
And Union's going to move out again. Union actually down on tickets right now, so you're really kind of questioning this charge from 88th, 20th Georgia, 1st U.S. Sharps. 11th Mississippi collapsing into the wood line right now, where we see HD in 3rd Kentucky.
Where's Nate? Where's Nate? I want Nate!
Point is in CSA's favor. Union's going to win on that wood side. And the Texas Guards holding the point. Union kind of trickling in here as CSA holds it. Someone just killed the flag from Union. 6 New York collapsing out on the charge. They're going to hold the Union. Union won on that top side. Union's about to final push. Seriously, the charge from 88th, 20th Georgia, 1st U.S. Sharps kind of killed the Union there. That swung the tickets back in CSA's favor. Granted, that's really unfortunate because it's hard to win as Union on Otto and Sherrick. I know it's Union bias, but that was a terrible trade in tickets. I mean, CSA's up by a third of a morale stage. Union's got some time. They might try to shoot this out a little bit because on a shootout, the attackers, in theory, will slightly win that. Union might just go in, though. They will hit final push and then the next push in, unless you get Rambos that cause it to happen early. Like, we got one guy up here. I mean, he's getting some kills, but...
Rambo!
Let's see where Union wants to take this CSA line holding. Union still got 8 on artillery. Union better make these artillery shots worth it. Union's going to go up this left side. A and V going in. This will hit Union down the final push. They got to get CSA to last stand. There they go. 2 minutes on that clock. Union's got to get CSA to last stand ASAP. They're overwhelming CSA on the wood line. Got 6 New York and others holding on the fence line there as they're shooting into the woods. More Union slowly making their way down this side right now. And the respawn wave starting to move in here. CSA still not at last stand, although Union, 11 Mississippi guys are kind of snuck behind and they're getting a good few kills there. Union winning on this side. CSA now at last stand, so all those guys that died, they respawned. Union's collapsing down. They're going to get more numbers on point as artillery hits. Kills a few CSA, kills a few of their own. Union might take this.
I'm going to send you Harvard. Hold here.
Can CSA get there in time? You have CSA trickling out through the center here. LFL and I Company from 2 Corps taking some shots. Great shot from CSA artillery. That's going to knock down more people than anything. And here comes CSA collapsing down on the side. Their main respawns. Probably see LFL starting to come out as well. Point still in Union hands. Union needs to keep the flags alive. That is the most important thing for Union. They lose those flags. Union's not going to be able to get respawns. Point highly contested, going in CSA's favor. 30 seconds left. Artillery. Texas Guard artillery killing like 8 CSA guys. Union needs more bodies on point. They need to keep the flags up. It's going to be close. 10 seconds. Union needs these infantry guys. They can't sit back. They got to charge in. Union starting to win back point. Never doubt the Union. Oh, wait. No, I think CSA overtook it last second. No. Wow, what? Wow. 2 photo finish rounds. CSA for 1 second won that point back when that clock at 0. That's insane. Wow, that. You could see the Union players, a good half of them in chat are asking about that overtime bar, but CSA overcome, had more numbers on point. But 2 photos finish rounds. That was very good event today. We're on the push to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's the goal. I think we can hit it. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have our Patreon where you can live stream all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. Besides that, we got our Discord and merch. And we will see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.